So I had this really cool intro plan where I was going to show you this super nostalgic trailer for Monster Hunter Freedom that I used to watch all the time as a kid, and as an adult I would go back and watch it for nostalgia. But Capcom disagrees with that, and they decided to put a copyright strike on the video. I want this intro to be perfect, so one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to play it sped up at the beginning of this video, or I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can go watch it and then watch this series. Okay, that took way too long to say. I took too many takes doing that, but now I'm going to transition into this awkward commentary into the video, so hope you enjoy. After seeing that super nostalgic trailer, I'm ready to play some Monster Hunter Freedom. This game, for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. So is Dylan, or United Gamer, whoever you decide to call him. I call him Dylan because, I mean, he's my bud. I call him Dylan. But this series is one of my favorite series of all time. I have a huge personal connection to it. I remember playing this game so much. I really mainly played Freedom 2, which I might do in the future, but for now we're going to do this because I never really got to enjoy or express how much I enjoyed this game. Oh god, I love the character creation screen. So this is going to be the savior of this village, Jimbo. Oh my god, this is so awesome and nostalgic. So I think I'm going to settle on this design. I always like testing out the different voices, but this one is the most nostalgic to me, honestly. I just love the simple voice. I tried to get the hairstyle that kind of sort of resembles mine. This is the closest we're gonna get. So let's go ahead and start this game. I am not a beginner. I don't really know what that does. So now let's get started with this game, man. So one cool thing is, if you guys aren't aware already, if you couldn't tell, I'm playing on an emulator, which means I get to speed up. So I get to speed up load times a lot. So that'll make grinding super nice. I really don't want to do too much speeding up as far as like the actual cinematic cutscenes go. But yeah, this is Monster Hunter Freedom. I really don't know how I'm going to commentate over this game, because you get to watch my facial expressions and get so serious. Like, oh man, like, this is going to be so much fun. I honestly have no idea how this is going to happen, but the emulator that I'm playing on is the PPSS-PP emulator. And it's literally probably one of the best emulators that I've ever seen. So we can check out our equipment. We just really have all the major, like, standard weapons. The Iron Sword is what I'm going to go for. Great swords in this game. I'm going to prove to you guys that great swords are good. For anybody who plays Monster Hunter, great swords are just usually like kind of thrown to the side. I'm going to prove to you with this game that great swords can be awesome, and I love them in this game. Great swords are so good in this game. My top 3 favorite weapons are probably the sword and shield, great sword, and dual blades, and I'll be using those a ton just throughout this game. So if I can go ahead and explain a couple things, if you guys are new to the series, this is like the most basic you can get. We have our village elder who we can get quests from. We're gonna go ahead and just talk to him and get some of these quests. We got plenty of money just right. Oh wow! So we already have the urgent quest. What is this? So we can already do the Velocitron, which is ridiculous. In Monster Hunter for the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, sorry, you have to beat every quest. And what I mean by every quest is you have to do all the quests in the star. Like I would have to do all of these before I got the urgent quest. I am going to do some quests, just probably some easy quests. I might show some of the easy quests just to have some sort of substance for this game. You can buy armor, like simple armors. You can craft armor. You can buy items. And each time you level up in the village quest, you get better items. There's a traveling merchant somewhere. She really doesn't do anything. I don't remember her doing anything. Another cool thing is the farm, which we'll go to the farm and show you that real quick. We have the Rastafarian dude who's just here. Yo, I'm high as a goddamn kite. This is the village hunter, which is kind of cool. He's telling us about the training school. You can do some really cool things with the training school. Oh, we got to get our pig. Here's the traveling merchant. Oh, come on. We don't need anything. So there is a timing method to this, and I'll go ahead and teach you that. 1, 2, boom. It's a crappy animation, but that means that you've done it correctly. This is the farm. We can expand the stuff in the farm and just get resources, but they're very, very, very limited. Iron ore is great in the beginning. We need a lot of... We're gonna need a lot of iron ore. You can usually mine these 3 to 4 times. Oh, wow, what? Oh, okay. You can mine them multiple times. I think 4 is the limit. You can get some other stuff added to the farm a little bit later. You can you can plant stuff. You can try to catch bugs. You could just do a whole lot of cool stuff. You get a bug tree, which is really cool. God, I'm just really excited. I haven't even really looked at this game in a while. I think the last time I played this game was like a couple of years ago, and I played it by myself. We're gonna go ahead and these are all the basic stuff. Our first monster hunt, we're gonna go and kill some Philosopher, which are like some of the standard like easy enemies that you have in the game. They'll be like the side enemies, and we're gonna do this to get just a few resources right off the bat. I am gonna cut and try to get resources off the screen. Everything is so primitive. Like, this is, wow, I love the nostalgia factor of this game. Like, it is just ridiculous. Like, okay, so I think we might get a cinematic as a, oh no, we don't actually. This is the Forest and Hills. This is not present in a lot of recent Monster Hunter games. I think Monster Hunter Generations added it back. You can fight these guys right here for some raw meat and just materials. This first episode is probably going to be boring, only due to the fact that we just got to get some of the easy, like, beginner stuff out of the way. Like I said to you before, I will be proving to you that great swords are like... Honestly, I think they're the best weapon in this game. And sorry if my commentary is just a tad rusty. I'm not really used to commenting over this game or commentating over this kind of like action game. And I'm going to have to figure that out real quick. We got our own little like cinematic cutscene right here. Every time you encounter a new monster, like a mainstay series monster, you'll get one of these cutscenes. I think it just adds a little bit more charm to the game. Sorry, he just looked up like so serious. I do want to cover the flaws of this game too. Like, I don't think I'll be getting to it in this episode. But you can look at the chief's wisdom. It's not really super helpful, honestly. You can pick some mushrooms and stuff just to get you some extra resources. You can gather resources while you're doing hunts like this. See, great swords are just so goddamn crazy in this game. I love them. They're so freaking powerful. And I feel like they have a lot more weight to them and like damage output in this game. I don't know. It feels that way to me. If you press select, I can't really do it on my controller. You can actually do like a kick, but it's so far away because I'm playing on a PS4 controller with the emulator. So don't worry, guys. I actually own this game at home, so it's fine to be emulating this. God, I just feel like these guys are so much bigger. Like, crap. They seem so much bigger than they do in Monster Hunter Freedom 2. I don't know, that's just for me. I think... I'm just getting railed. So if I give you guys the impression... Oh my god, what? Okay. If I give you guys the impression that I'm good at this game for whatever reason, I'm not. I'm a very slow Monster Hunter player. I have really little to no skill when it comes to playing these games. I'm decent enough, but you'll see. Just... This episode is not going to do it justice at all for how just terrible I can be at this game. We'll get there eventually. Okay, so it usually takes forever for a quest to be over. That's why I can't wait to like actually speed up once this is all finished. But I don't really want to do it here because it looks tacky in the video. So every time you defeat somebody, defeat a monster in the quest, you'll get a reward and you can take it. In the newer games, you can send it like straight to your inventory, but this game is really primitive in the fact that you can't do that. I would consider that to be a flaw because sometimes you just have to get rid of stuff in your item. And it is very satisfying whenever you get that little jingle and you get to upgrade your gallery and stuff like that. So as far as completing this game goes, there's a lot to this game that I can do. Honestly, I'm just going to play it by ear. Whenever I feel tired or feel like I've done everything that I could do, that's when I'm going to end it. I don't think I'm ready to fight Velocidrome just yet. I think I'm going to do some more quests off screen just to like build up some resources and improve some weapons. Okay, so I changed my weapon to the sword and shield. Probably the sword and shield is the weapon you're going to see me using most in this series because I love it. I love the speed. I love the mobility. It's just something that I like to use. Let's see. We can go ahead and see what kind of weapons we can create. They don't really separate them like in other games. And you don't get a preview of what the weapon looks like, which Freedom 2 did that. Oh, maybe Freedom Unite? I think it's Freedom 2 that did that. Freedom 2 is just a huge, huge advancement to this game. And it does suck that you can't really see what the weapon looks like. But no, you got all your stuff. You got like the Bone Chris and everything. Hunter's Dagger, which that's something we need to get. I want to go ahead and explain some stuff weapon-wise. You're not really going to see me use any bow guns. I'm not that kind of player. There are players that love to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe in the future I might attempt that, but really it's just beyond me. But when like talking about blades and stuff, you have your attack power, obviously, your sharpness. It's pretty much it. There are attributes later, like elemental attributes. I don't think affinity is a thing in this game, which affinity is like sharpness and it deals with like critical hits. I don't think that's a thing here. Let's see what kind of armor and stuff we can buy. We can buy some weapons. You can buy bone stuff. I think I want to buy a Bone Chris, just for now. I'm not. Oh yeah, I actually do want to use that. It's a little bit more damage. Arabellus. So you have light and heavy bow guns, which I'm not really going to go into. I guess I can go into the other items or other weapons. Let's see, create weapons. We have hammer. Okay, we have our longsword or great sword. We don't have longsword yet. That's in Freedom 2. That was a huge advancement in that game. We have our regular hammers. Lances. Lances I actually do enjoy using for some later monsters that I'm not going to spoil. I'm just going to treat this whole series like you guys have never even heard of or seen a Monster Hunter game. I really need to get better with this commentary. I feel like I'm stuttering. I have so much to say. I'm like so excited, but I can't really get into the meat of this game just yet. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. I want to go and check what kind of armor we can get. First of all, we're going to be trying to get Velociprey armor. Velociprey armor is just, and you can get the Hunter's armor. You can actually buy that. But I do want to try to get the Velociprey armor kind of early on. So I might do that off screen. I think what I'm going to do is end the episode off here. I'm sorry, I do apologize if this is kind of a boring episode. It's just like the introductory episode. I guess we can end off with this. There's one really cool thing that we can do if we come behind our house. There's a little secret back here. To get this, or we can try to pull it, but we can't. That's always been funny to me. We will be able to pull this sword a little bit later, but for now, we are super weak and we're just starting out. So I'm going to go ahead and end off this episode here. I hope you guys are hyped and excited for this series because like when we get into the meat of it, I understand this first episode is a little bit explanatory and I'll explain more stuff as we go along, but I just wanted to cover the basics. And like I said, I want to treat this series as if you guys have never even heard of or seen a Monster Hunter so you can actually go out and like experience it for yourself. And if you have friends that are willing to get PSPs and, you know, do this and play these games over and over again, they are dated, and we do have stuff on the 3DS, and we have stuff on other consoles, but I really, really, really urge you guys to go like find a cheap PSP and find these games on Amazon cheap, just to play these games and really experience them for yourself. This is like as nostalgic as you could get. So I'll see you guys in part 2 when I have some better armor and we can actually get into the meat of this game. So, see you guys next time.